What's up, everybody? Welcome to Livewire Whiskey. I am Adam, also known as Mr. Whiskey Shits, and this is
Mr. Stahl, also known as Stahl.
and a Livewire Whiskey in the chats. That's Mike Stahl. So tonight, first of all, please like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, but also check out livewirewhiskey.com for your awesome Chug of Life and I Survived shirts. Also, this awesome Chug Loaf Christmas shirts that we did a special release of. And if you order it in the next few days, you just might get it before Christmas. So, yeah, check it out, guys. Also, shout out to our patrons real quick. We love you guys. We have a lot of fun with our patrons. If you guys are interested, come check it out. All the latest merch, you will hear about it first. You will get dibs on it first. So we got hats, we got Glens. They're coming. They're coming, all right? We will get them to you. So check it out. But Mike, tonight we are doing the last of the samples that we send each other for our Advent, which is day 16.
Day 16.
Yeah, so December 16th, and we are doing this beauty here, which is Stranahan's Cask Strength. So Stranahan's, which is a Colorado distillery.
Yep.
And yeah, this is a single barrel.
112.68 proof. This is made in Colorado. Stranahan's was the first distillery that was legalized in the state of Colorado. They're pushing, as I understand it, they're pushing for like a Colorado or a Rocky Mountain category for whiskey, which means all the ingredients come from this region. So Stranahan's actually does all of its ingredients from Colorado. They are all single malt. The single malt is from Colorado. The water is Rocky Mountain spring water, just like Coors. So that is
it's not a good thing.
Not necessarily the ringing endorsement for some people, but Coors Light's pretty much the best beer ever. But whatever. So anyway, that is what I got. So a local store here in Windsor, Colorado, called the Liquor Cabinet, did this pick. They invited me to be part of it, and I bailed on them at the last minute because I had family in town. But they did an amazing job without me, and it is really good. All the Facebook groups local here have been raving about this particular bottle. So it is single malt. Stranahan's does it in a way where it's kind of combining bourbon and scotch almost. So you don't necessarily get a true scotch flavor, I don't think, with the Stranahan's. But you also don't get like a straight bourbon from it either because it is single malt. Ingredients don't let it be that. But yeah, I'm interested to see what your notes are on it because I did think the cask strength of this is far better than the standard Stranahan's.
Yeah, Mike's been talking this one up for, what, a week now, 2 weeks?
Yeah. So I hit this pretty hard already. Like I sent you, 1 ounce samples, I think is all I had for you, were the sample bottles. And so the rest is what I drank over a course of about 2 days. So, and all Stranahan bottles come with your little 1 and 2 ounce measuring cup. That actually now it screws on. They used to not screw on to the top of the bottle. Now they screw on to the top.
Yeah, I saw that, how you screwed it off. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So kind of an interesting thing. This is probably my favorite Colorado whiskey.
Which Tommy D has never tried for some reason.
Yeah, I know. I was like, hey, have you tried this? And he's like, I've never had a Stranahan's bottle. Yeah.
Dude, that's like really sweet smelling. Like it's very... I almost want to say like cotton candy, like
cotton candy. That's a good note. And
I almost get like a blue raspberry, like cotton candy.
Yeah, you definitely get like almost a bubble gum on the nose, and which is interesting because when you taste it, there's a note that come blazing through to me that kind of surprised me for Stranahan. So another thing is I've noticed with Stranahan's, if you add water to Stranahan's, it gets like a peppery note to it. So you get like, it's a lot more peppery. It's a lot You know, it's not spicy really typically, but there's like this, almost this spicy pepper note when you add just a couple drops.
Yeah, I mean, the nose seems pretty powerful. Like it seems like maybe that proof comes through a bit. I'm definitely getting like some rich nose to it for sure.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what you think. You know, they're all single malts out of Stranahan's. They actually just did a drop, and you know, like Zach Pettit in the local group here, he got, you know, one of the snowflake batches, which is like the ones that are so sought after. He got there at 6:30 in the morning and was like number 500 in line.
Oh yeah, that's one he talked about.
Yeah.
So what's the price on this bottle?
So this bottle was actually pretty good. I want to say this was like $55.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was on sale, I think, when I got it, but yeah, it was like $55. It's really good. I might even buy another one just so that I don't have to hold back on this.
Well, give me a minute here, and I might want you to grab me one too. So
yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, cheers, buddy.
All right, cheers, man. It's different, right?
Yeah, but it's really good. Like it's not like a single malt. Like that's not what I think of when I taste it, but it's different. Like it's not bourbony either.
Yeah, so I guess one of the things is, I understand it, I'm not a still expert, right? Their still is a combination of a pot still and a column still. So usually, you know, like Scotch is the pot still, or Irish, you know, they do the pot still, whereas American whiskey is typically the column still. So they actually have a still that's a combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
And so it gives it some of the characteristics of American whiskey with some of the characteristics of a single malt. So the owner and like head distiller at Stranahan's works with other distilleries across the country in other states, so not necessarily just Kentucky. And they're working on, as I understand it, they're working on creating an American single malt category. Right? Like Australia, we have Starward, which is a single malt. Very different. It's much more Scotchy than what this is. This one is you know, it's just like, you know, you put a drop of water in it, it's going to taste like pepper all day. But it's
weird. Like I talked about cotton candy. Like I don't really get that, but I still kind of get blue raspberry, and it almost reminds me of like a hard candy type flavor.
So one of the flavors, let me know if you get this, is I get a cinnamon, but not necessarily like big red gum, but like sort of like if you had like a non-sweet cinnamon candy. And it reminds me of a barrel.
Light.
Yeah, it reminds me of a barrel pick that I have from another store here. That one was like Big League, or Big Red Chew all day long, right? That big red gum, or Red Hots. This one's not quite as strong of a red hot, but I get that like red hot essence in the background with it.
That's really good though. That's something I definitely wouldn't have tried without knowing you. But it's something that makes me want to try more Stranahan's for sure.
Yeah, and again, I think this pick happens to be better than the standard Stranahan's, right? The standard Stranahan's, the small batch.
I understand.
Yeah, the small batch American, you know, the original, I can't remember what it is, but I want to say it's under 100 proof, so it's not nearly as strong. But Stranahan's has several things. They've got the Blue Peak. They've got, you know, Snowflake, which is, you know, if you don't go, you don't get it. They have some sherry cask finish, but the single barrels, I think, is where it's at for them because it's barrel proof.
No, that's a great pour, man. I see what you mean now. Talking it up the last week or so.
Awesome. Well, hey, everybody, cheers. Thanks, you guys, so much for being part of tonight. Let us know in your comments down below. Make sure you like and subscribe also if you have not done so already. But let us know in your comments down below. Have you ever had a Colorado whiskey? So it may not be Stranahan's. There's Colorado actually has a lot of distilleries that are distributed nationwide. Not all of them are my favorites, I'll be honest, but there is Old Elk, there's
Old Elk,
Copper Sky.
think of
Yeah,
those.
Old Elk is pretty, is across the country. There's Copper Sky, which is only distributed in Colorado, but it's doing some amazing stuff. If you looked at one of our previous videos, 291 is another one that's kind of being distributed widely. So let me know if you've had any. Yeah, let me know if you've had Colorado whiskey down below. Put some comments down there. What do you think of Colorado whiskey? Does it suck? Call me out. I don't make it, so I really don't care.
This does not suck. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, I think this is my favorite Colorado whiskey. Just anyway, cheers, everybody. The rest of the Advent calendar is going to be Adam and I talking about our contenders for whiskeys of the year. So these last 8 days, they're critical to what you guys are going to know is the best whiskey, because Adam and I are not wrong ever. I mean, except when I said that one comment about Heaven Hill and Angel's Envy, but whatever. No, it didn't count. No, we're not wrong about what tastes good. What's good shit? That's what Livewire is about. And we will be doing a patron live, hopefully, that helps us pick that particular thing. So make sure you check out our Patreon and make sure you check us out live Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. So cheers, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.
Cheers.